on the volume tip because I'm almost peaking. Testing 1 2 testing, so we can go a little higher. I don't want to make sure we can go a little higher right here. Hopefully you guys can hear me a little better. All right, so you know, he went into it as an artist, like a lot of us do, right? A lot of us go into it as an artist, thinking about the artistic side and not thinking about the business side. And his art form turned into a business when you start talking about Beats by Dre, and that's where he made a majority of his money. Let's be real. A majority of his money, you know, didn't come from making music. It came from Beats by Dre. So the reason I made this video, because it dawned on me that we talked about a lot of stuff in the last video, but we didn't talk about something that's real important. And if you're a guy that's already married, man, there's nothing you can do about this right now. I can't save you. I can't help you. This video is not, you know, directly towards you. But the single guys, the engaged guys, if you have a LLC, you should have a prenup, right? That prenuptial agreement should protect that LLC, right? Period. It should protect that LLC. It probably won't protect the money you make while in the marriage. You get married for 10 years, you make $1 billion, she probably gonna want half of it. And it is what it is. The thing you gotta realize is moving forward, are you giving up a part of your company? Protect your company. Money can always be made if you have the brand. Get a prenuptial agreement. Do what you gotta do. You feel me? Do what you gotta do. And remember how I talked about having somebody that's equally yoked? They're business minded. They'll understand. They'll get it. They won't fight you for it. They'll have an understanding that this needs to happen to protect the business. Somebody who's insecure, who's not, you know, who don't understand the why behind it, they're not going to understand that. If you get somebody who got their own business and you like, look, we're gonna sign a prenup to protect your company and you can keep yours and protect me to keep mine, make sure you get that done. Make sure you get that done. You know, you want to make sure that you talk about that, right? A business-minded partner will have no problem talking about it. And this goes for my women too. All my women are females or ladies or girls, whatever you like to be called, and that's cool, I respect it. This goes for you too. When you meet a guy you like and it's all tingly and in love and you are a business owner, make sure you protect yourself, right? Because relationships are tricky. The person you marry, the person you walk down the aisle with sometimes is not the person you married, right? So you want to make sure that you're protecting your business. You want to make sure you protect yourself at all times. I know I preach contracts for clients, but have contracts for everybody and everything in your life, right? Have contracts for everything and every relationship in your life, because your business is your baby and you don't want to lose custody of it. Especially when somebody who didn't birth it, they was just there while you raised it. Imagine somebody show up, you meet somebody while you're raising your kid and y'all break up and they want to take your kid or a part of your kid from you. And like, you didn't birth this kid, I birthed this kid. Like, you're not about to take my kid from me. So protect yourself. Prenups are freaking cheap. They're easy. You can download them off the internet and have them tailored to whatever you're looking to have it tailored. But if you have a LLC, you need a prenup. If you have a business license, you need a prenup. If you got a separate bank account, you need a prenup. Point blank, period. I'm discussing it on the first date. If you don't understand or don't get it, it's on you. Now, I don't care if she helped you grind, build it, whatever. She can walk away with something. I just want my business. I want my money maker. You want to make sure they're not walking away. They may walk away with a piece of the company. If you've been together for 20 years and she was out there holding light stands while you were building the company, listen, I understand she walk away with 20%, whatever. Don't lose 50% of your company. Have a prenuptial agreement. You know who didn't have a prenuptial agreement? Other than Dr. Dre? Jeff Bezos didn't have a prenuptial agreement. He's worth a lot of money. His wife is now the #1 female billionaire in the world. I don't know how she contributed to Amazon. It's not my place. She could be the brains behind it. She could have been home sleep. I don't know. It's not, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm way over here. That's they business. It's not mine. However, there is no prenuptial agreement. Now, a prenuptial agreement don't necessarily have to say you ain't getting nothing. A prenuptial agreement says this is the limit that you can get over time and everything. It doesn't have to say what's mine is mine and what's yours is yours. It can say, hey, if we're together for 10 years, you get 10%. We're together for 20 years, you get 20%. We're together for 50 years, you still get 20%. You know what I'm saying? Instead of going to court and fighting for it and they going to slice it down the middle, especially if you're in California and some of these states that don't even, it ain't nothing to talk about. We're just going to slice it. Protect yourself, protect your business, protect your brand. Just do it. If they don't want to talk about it, they ain't the one. I'm sorry. My business is my baby. So simple, don't get married, mic drop. I feel you. To a lot of people won't get married, and that's cool. Some people, that's the answer. Some people won't. Listen, when you start making a little money, you start having the ability to travel, you're going to want somebody to do it with, right? You can only take so many brocations. You're going to want a vacation. You don't want to be on the beach with your boys throwing high fives and Air Force Ones for the rest of your life. You're going to want to be there with somebody soft under the umbrella sipping out of a coconut. It's only so many high fives and fist bumps you're going to want to go through, you know what I'm saying, on brocations. And I like a brocation every now and then. Don't get me wrong. I take a few brocations. But sometimes you want a vacation. And you can't take you can take vacations with random people every now and then, and that's cool, but it's hard to take a vacation with people when you don't know how long they're going to be in your life. You can't plan some stuff out to September, October, November if they ain't your bae and they ain't around long term. You get somebody long term, you good. So some people feel like marriage is, don't get married. I respect that. Look at P. Diddy. I'm more of a Will Smith kind of guy, and it's all good. That's just my style. So just something to think about as you move forward, right? As you move forward, you want to place yourself in a position where you protect every aspect of your brand. Fun Film, good looking out on the super chat. Just got the notification. Listening to you while hanging some drywall. Okay, that's a whole different niche right there, but we can work with that. We can work with that. He said, funny, I wanted to hear about Dr. Dre. My fiance is sitting across from me, eyes huge right now, and I got an LLC. Mike, I'm sorry, bro. I'll tell her for you. Ma'am, we got to protect the LLC. If you love him, you'll sign the paperwork. With that being said, we'll be back right after these messages.
Yes, your passion is this, and you want to attract this or this, so you can make more of this, but your portfolio or demo reel is not this. I've worked for these companies in the past. When it comes to finding a job or getting the attention of potential clients, a demo reel or portfolio with random clips and music won't cut it. And that's why I created this. The 5 key steps for creating an effective demo reel that converts. It's an online course designed to show you how to market your skills and past experience and create a video portfolio that's designed to blow away your competition and 10x your results. Remember, if you can't tell your story, how do you expect someone to hire you to effectively tell their story? Enroll today at FlashFilm Academy. It's time to turn passion into profit.
Thank you. Now we're back. Y'all say y'all wanted it loud, man. I tried to make it as loud as I could possibly make it. Now that we're back, and we're sponsored by ourselves, of course, why not? Because, it is what it is. It's something you gotta do, man. You gotta do. It's a hard conversation to have. I wish I can tell you an easy way to do it, but you know your partner, man. You know who you're dealing with. You know your spouse. You know how you know what you're working with. The ad is supposed to be loud. It got your attention, didn't it? You like that? That's how we roll. Anyway, so somebody say RIP earphone users. See, that's what y'all wanted me to crank it up. I cranked it up. Now it's super loud. So something to think about as you move forward, as you build your brand. You want to do it before it's too late, man. You want to do it before it's too late. You want to definitely do it before it's too late. You do not want to be in a situation where you're waking up 20 years from now and your company is worth $800,000-$900,000 and you're losing it or half of it. You don't want them problems. So to prevent it, because you can wish you can go back in time and take care of it, to prevent it, start talking about that now, right? Start planting that seed now. It's not a bad thing. Prenups, people think prenups are a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It may be something to protect her in the prenup. It's not a bad thing. Often partners who hear about the fact that you want to sign a prenup, they look at it as a bad thing, but you have to explain to them that you have to protect your brand, your business. So you got to start talking about it early. This was a situation that kind of popped up where I was like, man, this is something we didn't discuss in the last video about love versus entrepreneur. And, if you didn't get a chance to see that live, make sure you check that live. So it's something that you got to start talking about. And again, we're making a transition from 9-to-5ers to business owners, right? In making that transition, you got to think like a business owner. You may not see where your business is going yet, but you got to know that it's going to be something great, or it's going in that direction. And with that, you need to protect yourself. You got a vehicle that's in your business name. You don't want to be deciding on who's getting that truck if stuff split. You don't want to do that. Your business can be worth $1 million. Your business can pay you $50,000 a year. That's between you and your business. So, something you want to think about right now, not later. While we're in the business mindset of creating this company that you're building right now, you want to start thinking about that right now in this stage of building your business. Don't wait till it's too late. For me, any marriage license for me will come with a prenuptial agreement. It is what it is. I got to protect my brand. It's nothing to think about. If you want a great story on it, look up Steven Jackson, the NBA player. He had a great story about trying to get his girlfriend that he wanted to marry to sign a prenuptial agreement. And he walked out on a wedding. He spent $300,000-$400,000 on because his wife wouldn't sign, his fiance would not sign the prenuptial agreement. And when she did agree to sign it, she was smart enough to understand that if I signed it under stress and duress, that it will be void in court. So she tried to play that card on him. But if you get a chance, look up Steven Jackson's story about leaving his wife at the altar. It was a really good story and he kept it real. He talked about his point of view and what he went through and how he loved that woman. He was madly in love with her. He had multiple kids with her. And he wanted to protect his NBA money. I get it. And she wasn't having it. Even though she had a baby with him, even though she went through some stuff with it, she wasn't having it. And like I said, most prenuptial agreements aren't you leaving with nothing. It's just saying we're going to predetermine what goes where before we sign the marriage, right? We're going to predetermine what goes where. Somebody says, is that how it works though, Ty? Could she have won that with the argument? Well, the thing was this, at the altar, like it was holding up the marriage. Holding up the wedding, I'm sorry, right? So she has witnesses to kind of say she was under duress. She was stressed. She did it because she got pushed in the corner, right? She wasn't going to walk down the aisle unless she signed the paperwork. So she didn't truly sign the paper. With that situation, you can go in front of a judge and argue it. Hey, I was at my wedding day. My people are there. My family are there. Everybody's waiting to see me come out, and he's not coming out until I sign this paperwork. So I had no choice, Your Honor. That's arguable. It wasn't like, it's the equivalent to having somebody at gunpoint almost. Like you're forcing them to do something based on the situation. So that is an arguable thing. And it could have, she could have walked away from it. It could have been something that just slipped out and he could have been like, hey, you're right. Because had y'all been sitting at the kitchen table, it is what it is. Fun Film says it's going to be really expensive getting all my vehicles wrapped in every separate niche. This is true. If you got a lot of vehicles, it shouldn't be expensive, though. You told on yourself. You told on yourself. But he had tried to present the prenuptial agreement to her multiple times. And she said she would sign it. She said she would sign it. Yeah, cool, I'll do it. And never did it. She even brought in, she wanted to get her, I'll let you watch the story, but I'll give you a little bit more. She even brought in her preacher that they flew in and spent all this money to fly in. And in an effort not to sign the agreement. I'll just say that. But look up Steven Jackson's story about why he literally left her at the altar. Literally had the wedding and celebrities and basketball players were there. And he literally did not walk down the aisle. He cried his eyes out. But he'll tell you, I'll let him tell you the story. It's really good. It's a really good story for men and women. I feel like, I touch a lot on the male side of things, but for my ladies that's listening, protect yourself too. There's a lot of bums, there's guys that just want a girl that's getting it, right? They just want to come lay on your couch and play PlayStation and 2K all day. Protect yourself as well. Get a prenuptial agreement. If you got a business and you got a brand, protect it. If they're 9-to-5er, and that's fine. They can let them protect their pension. You protect your company and you bet on yourself if you're going into that situation. So it's something to definitely think about. Photo Booth Startup says that's gangster, left her at the altar. Don't try and force us. I mean, yeah, you got to protect yourself. Christian says he's right about protecting his. Unfortunately, men in financial positions are targeted by women, especially looking for money. Yes. You are a target. When you become successful, that's another thing you got to realize. As you become successful, you become a target, right? You become a target from people who have no intentions on putting in the work you put in, and their shortcut is to be your pretty girlfriend or be your pretty boyfriend or whatever. That's their shortcut. Hey, I'm cute. I'm not working. You go work, and I'll just trick you into being in a relationship, having babies with you. And a lot of people can love you based off the lifestyle you can provide, right? A lot of people can love you based off the lifestyle. You're really cute if you can provide a really good lifestyle, right? An ugly guy with a jet is way cuter than a cute guy on a bike. Most women will tell you that. And it's cool. That's, it's the same. Guys have different things. Like we look at body parts like that, or certain stuff that we look at that we appreciate the way they may look at and appreciate success. It's all fine. Now there's a difference in a woman who makes a career out of it. It is what it is. RZA say, don't get married. He said, don't get married. Hey, I agree with you. Dig the new lighting setup. What are you using for your key lights? So I have 2 lights here. I'm actually testing one out for a further review. It's more of a ring style light. And that's where I'm getting this light from here. And then I'm accenting it a little bit more with a bigger softbox, but we got a review coming on it. It's like a ring light. So team no marriage. I hear you. They're saying don't get married. I hear you. Team no marriage. But for those who want to get married, just protect yourself. All right? That's all I'm saying. If you got an LLC, you need a prenup. Period. Tell her I'm looking out for you, whatever. I mean, it's not about taking advantage of your spouse. Not at all. It's about protecting something that you've built from the ground up. Jeff Bezos make enough money where that whatever bread he lost, he don't care. Amazon's going to make that next year. Look at Michael Jordan. He lost $200 million. Kept his company, though. Now he's worth $1 billion. He would have been worth $1 billion 5 years ago had he not got a divorce. But he got a divorce. He didn't have a prenup. She took half of what he had at the time. He was worth 450 some million. She took 200 and some change. Right? So she went off in the sunset. He started releasing more Jordans because he had to make that money back. And it's all good. Keep your money maker. Keep your horse. Right? You can give away your carriage because you can build another carriage, but keep your horse. Always want to keep your horse and protect yourself. So something to think about as you start this bit. Right now, you probably don't see your business being worth $1 million at some point. You probably don't see that. And that's cool. We've all been there. But Dr. Dre didn't see himself being worth $1 billion. Even with the success of music, Beats by Dre took him there, and that wasn't even his idea. It was brought to him. He didn't even own the majority of the company. Somebody just said, "Hey, bro, if I put headphones or put your name on some headphones, we could sell a lot of headphones. So I'm gonna give you 30% of the company." I think Jimmy Iovine on another half, and another portion, and somebody else on another portion. But he wasn't the primary owner of the company. So when Apple bought it for $3 billion, he got about 800, 700 million, something like that. And now he's only worth 800, 700 million. So that go to show you, music wise, he didn't have much. That money was left with Suge and Death Row, and all his hits were there. So, you know, he made a lot of his money on the business side of things, and that's fine. But he didn't protect himself because he thought he was just going to have Death Row money. He didn't think about the business side that's coming in the future. And a lot of artists at the time were not. So, like the old school say, it's cheaper to keep her or get you a prenup and do you. So that is something I wanted to touch on because, again, we just had an episode talking about love and relationship, talking about building a tight circle, talking about having the right people around you, having a circle of people who want to talk about business as much as those who want to talk about the Kardashians, right? You got a bunch of friends that like to talk about drama. They want to talk about who 50 Cent got beef with and the next country album and where to go to shop and eat. Get you a group of friends that want to talk about business all day, every day, right? If you look in your closet, you got more clothes to hang out than you got more clothes to do business in. That tell you where you, that tell you where you stand. I'm gonna do a mini doc on prenups. No, unless you see me sign one, I'll stay clear of that. I'll stay out of people's relationships. That's on you. But just something to think about. Team tentative marriage. She got to be about hers too. Correct. She got to be about hers. I told you it's three types. It's three types that I like, right? 3 types that I like. Here's your excuse to get a divorce for anyone looking for one, says Fun Film. Hey, if that's your thing. 3 type of people. She got to be about hers, have her own business, doing her thing, and we come together. She got to be down to help and jump in and be team FlashFilm, or she got to get out of the way, but understand what I do. Those are only 3 people I can bring into my life, and that's just me. There's no such thing as love anymore. I personally, that's a whole nother subject and topic. Mine is strongly based on friendship. They got to be your dog. They got to be your friend. Love is subjective. But it's about finding people. I think we aren't as groomed. One, we got too many options, right? Your grandmama didn't have as many options. You can swipe and meet 1,000 women a day. Your grandma had 8 options. The neighbor, her brother's best friend, and 2 guys from school throughout life to find a mate, and you had to pick one, and that was it. Meanwhile, we can swipe through 1,000 women a day. We got too many options. That's a problem. We got too many options in the era where we're undecisive. We don't know what we want. So somebody says, is this included in the contract pack? A prenup? That would be dope. I need to look into that. I need to offer a prenup. I need to offer a prenup for content creators. What about that? Protect my podcast, protect my video production company. No, a prenup is a prenup. Just finalized my divorce literally at the beginning of this month. She didn't care about the business, thank goodness. Hey man, you got lucky. You got lucky. There are those that will stick around and wait for the business to grow before they exit. They'll see that the business is doing great and they'll wait, and then they'll be like, oh, you did what? Congratulations. Here's my papers. I want half of that. So you got to protect yourself. And listen, ladies, women, females, guys do it too, right? It happens. Right? That's probably why Oprah's not married. It happens. All right. With that being said, I'm not going to keep y'all all day. It was just something that we just had a conversation about this, right? And I wanted to make sure I got on here because we didn't discuss this. I totally forgot about it. I talked about love and people that's in your life, but I didn't talk about how to protect yourself. And right now, as you build this company, you're going to a lot of you guys are in the process of getting LLCs and picking websites and logos, and you better start looking at prenups, especially if you're single or engaged. You want to make sure you protect yourself. You want to make sure you protect yourself. Yes, ladies, guys do it too. When's the Love Masterclass coming out? The Love Masterclass is secret. I can't come out with that. It's on a different channel. I got a different channel for that. So it is a necessary conversation, right? And a person that's on your team that understands the why. Remember I told you it ain't about what you're doing. It's about why you're doing it. That's what you need to push to the person. They need to know your why. They'll understand why you're asking for a prenuptial agreement. they'll understand why, right? And they like, I ain't leaving you anyway, so why sign whatever you want to sign? If they really love you and they look at you like that, like, we doing this for the long haul, so here, sign your paperwork to help you sleep at night. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's a conversation that needs to be had as you start with these businesses. You can't live a 9-to-5 lifestyle. The things that apply there won't apply here as your business grow, right? 9 to 5, somebody leave you, they're gonna get your pension. They trying to get all of that. So this is a different lifestyle. We're talking about being an entrepreneur, being a business owner. Even if it started as a side hustle, you want to make sure that you protect that. Let's say you do a big licensing deals, right? You do a big license deal and you shoot a video for a company and they use that video every year and they pay you $2,000 a year to use that video. You get a divorce, you splitting that $2,000 every year for the rest of its entirety. You don't want to do that, right? Protect yourself. Protect yourself, protect your stuff. You imagine you got a work van, right? You got a bunch of tools and imagine you got a bunch of photography equipment. You didn't sign a prenup. You get a divorce, right? You may be thinking she won't half the company as if she gonna run it. She may want you to sell all that stuff so you can pay half the value of what you have. She gonna make you buy out of your own company, or he gonna make you buy out of your own company. Imagine they bring somebody in and be like, well, we looked at all the stuff you did. You did $100,000 in business last year. You got $50,000 in equipment. We're gonna need $75,000. You got to come up with just to keep your stuff. Nah, bro. Not me. Not me. So, you know, you got to think about that. Ladies and guys, the guys and girls, male and female, you got to think about that, right? It's very important that you have these discussions immediately. I do it on the first, second date. Just going to be real with you. I just do. I'd be like, hi, my name is Ty, Prenup. My name is Ty Prenup Turner. What's up? You're kind of cute. Here's my number. No, the prenup is just, don't dial that. I just put prenup on the paper. When you save me on your phone, your contact list, put prenup down there. So you gotta, you know, somebody said, can a love masterclass come with the content creator dating app? That would be a good, I seen it was some type of photography dating a while back. I don't think it took off though. So yeah, it was, you know, they call me Prenup T around here. It's all good. I got to protect the brand. I'm not saying stay single. Elizabeth, you don't got to stay single. You ain't got to stay single. You just got to get you somebody that understands the why. Why you do what you do, not just what you do. What drives you, what pushes you, what makes you want to be this successful, what makes you want to grow your business, what makes you get up every day. You know, that's right. The prenup is silent. Ty Prenup Turner, but the prenup is silent. That's right. You got to do it. When I cough, I'm like, prenup. Okay, yeah. You got a cold? Prenup. Oh, allergies is killing me today. Must be a prenup in the air. It's all good. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. Because the last thing you want to do is be sitting at a table hearing your lawyer battle somebody else's lawyer and they talking about your van and your lens. We got a lens that's worth $3,000. Add that to the total. And you sitting there like, I had to fight you to buy the lens. Like, you didn't even want me to buy the lens. You got mad because I spent $3,000 on the lens. Now you want half of it? You don't want them problems, bro. Male or female. Ma'am, bro, sis, bro, whatever. You don't, you know. You don't. Male, I don't care who you date. I don't care who you date. You can date a man, you can date a woman, you can date both. You can date a mixture of the two. You can date somebody where the top half is woman, the bottom. I don't care who you date. You can love whoever you want to love. I support it. I'll be at your wedding throwing rice. Go for it. That's not my problem. That's not my business. You know, love comes in many forms and I'm all for it all. I don't care what you like. I got you. Let's go. Make sure they sign a prenup, right? It ain't got nothing to do with your preference, your love preference. That's not my business. If you like it, I love it. I am there to support you. You know, you want to definitely do that. Motown Camaro Z28. What's going on? Good looking out on the super chat. That sound like one of my peoples right there. That sound like some citywide back in the day. So just something to think about. to be fair, there are women who work full time while their man is building his business and he goes and get a trophy wife. Jazzy says, I agree with you. That's touchy. Let me see how I can tackle it. It depends, right? It depends. If you have a wife that's working hard while you're building your business and she's contributing to it, yeah. There are a lot of partners who are working hard and they just giving you pure hell while you're trying to build it. There's a difference. It just happens. I know females or ladies, I got to make sure I say it right, whoever want what, who are doing things like salons, right? They're trying to run a salon and grow their salon, and they got a partner and he's working hard and he's contributing to it, but he's a pain about it. Like I don't understand why. Now if that salon blow up, how much do you think he should get? You know what I'm saying? Like it's rough. It's rough. So it just depends on how much that person contribute to. Only you can decide. And your prenuptial agreement should state that. I can decide. You know, you gotta make that known first though. You gotta put that, because you're gonna be wishing you had one. You're gonna be wishing you had something, right? So if you have an LLC, get a prenup, right? If you're already married, you can still get a prenup. You can still get it ain't gonna be but you can still make an agreement. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Motown, I see you. I know who you are. So you may wanna just protect yourself. Just protect yourself. That's all I'm saying. I preach about contracts. I got a whole contract pack out to protect yourself, right? I'm gonna give you another thing about contract pack, right? I'm a firm believer in separate accounts. Larissa says, but a separate account won't save you when that lawyer comes from you. A separate account is like, good, we know exactly what to take half from. Even if you have an account that's grouped together, you can at least be like, we're gonna split half of our money. A separate account is perfect. We can just slice that down the middle. That makes it easier. That's easy math for a lawyer. You may want to merge them accounts just so my money is your money and we can split that. But a separate account is just, it's perfect. It's perfect. They love it. And that's not a business account is something different. A business account is something different. A business account, if your business is protected, your business can have $1 million in the account. That's Flash. I tell people all the time, hey, that's FlashFilm Academy money. That ain't my money. I take what they pay me. That's FlashFilm Academy money or FlashFilm Media money. That's FlashFilm money. That ain't got nothing to do with me. So I'm not even gonna read that fun film. So it's just something to think about. Protect yourself. I preach about accounts. I had a client right now that we had a shoot booked in May. They were gonna push it to. They paid for it. It was a corporate account, and they, payroll goes out with a corporate account. Once they put it in the system, the retainer is paid at one point, and then the rest is automatically just sent out. They put a date to it. They sent it out. So we had an event that was scheduled for May, and of course it got pushed back to September, and now they're saying we're canceling the event. Well, we have you under contract. They're saying we're canceling the event. We're gonna do it again next year. Good looking out, Red Base Media, for the super chat. He said, wise words of wisdom tax. Appreciate you, brother. They're going to push it out to next year. So the question is this. We have you under contract. What happens? Do we keep the money? Do they pay again next year? With the contract that we have, it's up to us, right? For me, I'm a nice guy. We'll push it next year, cover it, don't worry about it. Even though I really hate booking stuff that far out, because I hate showing up for jobs on money I spent and forgot what I spent it on. And I'm here working, like, so, it's all good. But for this client, because they're a really good client, we got them locked in for next year. And we're just going to roll it over. Even though prices will change, things will go up, we're going to roll it over and we're going to do that for them. Should you charge your spouse for service rendered to the business, or would that be considered under the table agreement? Okay. Red Base Media. I'm not saying you should charge your spouse. You should pay your spouse, because there's less taxes you got to pay. Yeah, I'm paying everybody in the house. Everybody working for me. It's less taxes. So yeah, you can pay. If you got a child that's a certain age, you can pay them, right? Make them work. Let that be their first summer job. They can make money. You can pay less in taxes. Like, think about it right now. If you were getting the COVID loan that's forgiven when you pay payroll, them people can be living in your house. You know, little birdie told you that. I don't pay anybody under the table. Because think about it, right? You have to get labor really, really cheap to pay under the table for it to even be worth it. It got to be super cheap, right? Think about it. You make $1,000. You got to pay 30%. I mean, let's say 21% of that. If you keep it, you got to pay 21% of that off $1,000. But if you're paying $500 in labor, you're only paying 20% of $500. That's a big difference. I don't want to pay 20% of $1,000 and then pay people out of that. I'm shorting myself. If I get $1,000 and I pay people they $500, they got to pay their own taxes, and I'm only getting taxed for that $500. So I'd rather do that. So if you got a wife that's rendering services, whatever those services may be, it's on you. Whatever happened in your house, whatever type of jobs she performs, you want to pay her for, you can pay her for it. That's on you, fam. She's going to pay taxes on it, though. That ain't none of my business. None of my business. I'm over here. So something to think about. Protect yourself. I preach contracts. I preach contracts for a reason. A lot of people get into business and they don't think about the business, the contract side. I preach contracts. Contracts. Is it real, R-I-I-I? Looking out on the super chat. He said, always giving good advice. So I am big on protecting yourself. You need to protect yourself. Protect your business. It could be worth $1 billion one day. And guess what? If you worth $1 billion, and somebody laying next to you know they can walk away with half of it, your jokes may not be as funny no more, bro. You may not be that cute no more. Your snoring could cause a problem now because they don't need you. So protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, protect yourself. Ladies, please protect yourself. That guy would be like, I'm out. I'm about to go play PlayStation on my own couch and take half your business. And to you, it may not be a lot of money, but to them, it may be a lot of money. Somebody that worked 9 to 5, you come home and you bring home $10,000 in a drop. They looking at that like, shoot, that's a come up. You're going to get to that point in business where a lot of money to you, you know, what used to be a lot of money ain't a lot of money no more. You're sitting around like, well, what can I do with this money? Gosh, I made an extra $10,000 this month. What can I do with it so I can make 20 next month instead of going shopping? You get there. I made 20,000 this month. What could I invest it in so I can make 30,000 next month? You know, people with 9 to 5s like, invest in some stocks and some bonds. You're like, yeah, whatever. I want to up my marketing. I want to up my presence over here. I want to, you know, do this and do that. So I can, you know, get more clients like this one client. Where this one client coming from? I want to bring in consultants and bring in people. That's what I was doing. I was spreading my money around to bring in consultants and people to help me look at my business so that I can get more of this particular client. I know what it's like to work with them. They're happy. They're satisfied. I want more of those. How can I get more of those? Because I may have got lucky on this one. Mary J. Blige, that's right. Miss Presley, Mary J. Blige, and her husband split, and he took a good little lump sum. He took spousal support. I was rooting for that guy. She's been singing sad songs for a long time. Like dang, you singing all these sad songs. What that say about me? All these songs sad. You getting cheated on and all of that. I'm here killing myself to make you happy. And you put out another song about, about men ain't nothing. So it's something to think about. I like Black Magic's question. So the prenup will protect you, but the LLC won't. Okay, so the goal of the prenup, the LLC will not protect you, right? Because the LLC is a separate entity that is your business. But you and your wife, if you're the primary owner of that business, right? Remember that's why I said you got to get other owners for your business? Your mom and them? But we're going to talk about that. If you're the primary owner of your business and your wife divorces you, she getting half of your business. It's an asset. It's you know what I'm saying? She getting it's something you own, right? And she want half of it. It just is what it is. The LLC won't protect that because you are the owner of it. Now, a LLC will protect it. If you get sued, they can't come after what your LLC has made. In certain cases, certain ways they can, and a lot of ways they can't. Even if they do, if your LLC has multiple owners, let's say your LLC got 5 owners, right? They can only come after 25% of or 20% of it. Sorry, bad math, Detroit Public Schools. They can only come after, let's say your wife divorced you and you split it, you got 5 people on your LLC, she can only get half of your 20%. That's a way to protect yourself. But let's say you put your mama on there, right? You and your mama got the LLC together and y'all doing business and your mama get divorced. Her husband can come take half of her half. And now you paying this dude. So be careful who you put on there. You know what I'm saying? If you go that route, if they're not legitimate contributors to the business, there's just, when you start learning about business, you start to see how rich folks move stuff around. You hear the word bankruptcy. It ain't as bad as you think. You hear all these, it's trust me, the more you learn about it, you'll learn the game. You'll learn how it's chess and not checkers. All right. She said the Mary J. Blige song was about JoJo from Jodeci, not her ex-husband. I don't know. She had him for a long time. She had about 3 albums. She was only messing with JoJo for about an album and a half. Doug says she was messing with them. I think her last album was sad. So something to think about. So these are good gems. I wish you were my professor in grad school. They're not going to teach you this in school. They don't want you to know. They want to get half your money. I'm joking. Schools want your money too. Mary J. Blige sang what was sell. Sad music. All that sad. I'm sorry. He ain't nothing. Come back and apologize. I'm all of it. That's what it was. All the girls I know listen to sad music. If you're an R&B singer, just apologize the whole song and you got a hit. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. Baby, I'm sorry. I got you some flowers and I'm sorry. Girls love it. I don't even know what I'm sorry for. I did something wrong. I'm just going to apologize. That's all R&B is apologies. A little bit. Old school ain't, but new school is just I'm sorry. Either I want you or I'm sorry. That's all it is. So with that being said, hey, have these discussions. Talk about this. If you're dating, talk about it, right? Hey, I got a little photography because right now it's little. They like, man, I don't care. Let's sign that. That little business ain't gonna do nothing. It's she said you're making a hit. Jeff Bezos started in the garage. You seen the pictures of him with all the word Amazon spray painted on the wall, and somebody say Usher Confessions is a case study. Yes, and the #1 hits would be I'm Sorry music. But Jeff Bezos started in the garage. He probably didn't think it was gonna be what it is. He was like, I don't need no prenup, baby. I'm just selling books. It's Amazon. She was like, I ain't thinking about your little bookstore. Look at it now, right? Look at it now. Crazy. If you look at one of my favorite YouTube channels is Company Man. He talk about different companies like Mattel that makes toys, right? They didn't start making toys. They started making furniture. They blew up when they started. They were using extra materials to make little furniture like doll houses. That's how they got into toys. Never started as a toy manufacturer. Didn't care about toys. Never thought about toys, and they created Barbie. They're the #1 like toy company with the greatest selling toy of all time, which is Barbie. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't think about it. They didn't go into it thinking like that, right? They went into it thinking like, I'm just gonna sell furniture out this store, this one store I got here in the middle of nowhere. And they go to use scraps they had left over, and boom, they blew up. So you got to plan for success, and you got to put things in place because you can't go back in time. Right now is your time to go back in time. You know what I'm saying? Right now is your future self in your head saying, hey, man, get a prenup. Jay-Z and Beyonce are solid because they both can get their own. There's no jealousy. That's why, like I said in the last video, that's why a lot of stars marry stars, right? They understand the why you do what you do, why you on tour all day, why you grinding, why you everywhere. They understand the why, not just what. We as regular people understand what Beyonce do. We don't understand what fuels her. Like, you got 300, 500 million in the bank. What you mean you going on tour? Why? Why couldn't you just sit at home with me? I'm just going to deliver my packages at UPS and I'll be back, baby. Why you can't just sit home? You worth $500 million. It's fire behind it. It's the why behind it. That is important, that they understand. And celebrities date celebrities, especially because, one, they know they're not with each other to help each other's career. They're not with each other for the money. They have to like each other. So something to think about when you see celebrities date celebrities. You wasn't with me when I was shooting in the gym, signed the prenup. That's right. That's right. Nintendo started as playing cards. That is correct. So something to think about. As you're just starting, you're doing logos, you're getting LLCs, you're doing all this, get a prenup. Trust me. Trust me. I'm your boy Ty Prenup Turner. TPT. That sounds like an R&B group, don't it? I'm sorry, but you got to sign this prenup. Something to think about. Right? Jordan wife got $200 million. For the ladies, women, females, whatever you prefer, Mary J. Blige husband got millions and he's still getting a couple $100,000 a month. A month. He ain't even take the kids. He like, you keep the kids and you pay me. That's one of the greatest wins in male history. He getting $100,000 a month. So she got to go on tour. She got to get back with Bad Boy and do that little two-step she do that you tired of seeing in her thigh-high boots. So something you got to think about. And that's why I wanted to come on here and talk to you about it and tell you about it, because we just got off this subject. Very important. Very important. You put it in as you make your list of things to do. As you make your list of, okay, I got to get the domain, I got to get the LLC, you better get the prenup. Put it right behind the LLC. In fact, get the prenup signed before you get the LLC. Put it before the LLC. They're very cheap. They're very cheap. You can download some free ones. They're very cheap. Adele ex-husband got paid major money. Yes. Jazzy said, don't ever say you're sorry. That's the song, though, y'all. That's the song girls want to hear. I'm sorry. Sign it. TPT first album. That's my first album. Sign it. Sign it. My first album is I'm sorry, but you got to sign it. That's a hit, fam. I'm about to put that on iTunes right now. As soon as I get off here, I'm recording it. I'm sorry, but you got to sign it. I can't even sing. It's whatever. But we're gonna be out here with that one. Look at it. Look at it. Track 5 is what? Pick Up the Pen. That's track 2. Track 2 is Pick Up the Pen. We out with that one. We gonna, on the cover is just gonna be like a paper and like a pen and a note that say I'm sorry. That's what's gonna be. That's how you got to do it. Anyway, with that being said, I hope you was able to leave this video and you learned something. Real quick, before we slide away, we have today. We will be but we have a podcast. Of course, if you've been watching the channel, FlashFilm Academy's podcast about content and cash. But we have an exclusive interview with your boy Eli, who has started the business Story to Record. We kind of talk about his story, what he started and where he's at and how he got into the idea and how he got into business. And we talk about his progress. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the podcast and you can hear it, because we're going to launch that today. Somebody say rap it. No, I can't rap it. Ladies don't like rap that much. Ladies don't like rap that much. Yes, Ms. Presley. We talked about that a little bit. We talked about Steven Jackson. Look up the story with Steven Jackson. Look at it from his point of view, right? Let him tell it. Don't read an article somebody else said. There's a video of him when he went live on Instagram. It's about 30 or 40 minutes, and let him tell it. He breaks it down from his point of view, and he's very honest about how hurt he was because he really loved that woman. So let him talk about it. Good looking out on my light. I'm trying to keep it different. I'm trying to, make sure the light popping so I can keep, I do a lot of talking head. I don't do a lot of B-roll. So, what I'm saying? I got to have a light to look, get my Tom Cruise on. You know what I'm saying? I got to, trying to bring up the female viewership because it's low. It's like 8%. And that's not cool, bro. It's not cool. So I try to show my good side, make sure my beard connect, because they say if your beard connect, y'all won't connect. So Yes, Story to Record. That podcast will be dropping later today. I want y'all to hear his story, right? He's someone who I've been working with because he's been doing a lot of consulting, and I've had the opportunity to watch it go from an idea to a full-fledged business that's signing contracts. And it's very important that you get to see that progress, because you may be somewhere in that progress, and I want you to see what where the grind is going to take you, right? I want you to see it's normal for you to have this hiccup that you're having. It's normal for you to have this dip, but you're going to come back because it's normal, right? Keep working. And that is what this podcast is, it's going to entail. So it'll be dropping today, along with this audio that you're hearing now will be dropping today. So you get 2 podcasts for one. You get a BOGO. Jazzy said, I like rap. She said, I'm even a white chick. My husband asked me not to play the Humpty dance at the reception. You got to play the Humpty dance if you know the dance. Everybody under 35 may not know the dance. If you know the dance, you can play it. And you got to play the music from House Party. I wish I had a girl I can talk to about filming and business all day. Man, I wish too. Wherever those women are, please reach out to me. No, I'm joking. Story to Record said made changes to my website since yesterday. Got a gig scheduled scheduled in the last 24 hours. Always appreciate you, Ty. So Story to Record is a great, man. His story is excellent, man. It's somebody that it's a good motivation for guys who's trying to do it, who's trying to get into it, that want to see somebody come from literally an idea. This is what I love. I love the film. I love this. How can I make a career out of it? How can I make a business out of it? Literally with the idea, and to watch him develop it into a business now, it's amazing. So that's something I want to make sure I share with you guys in the form of a podcast, so you can listen and keep hanging drywall like Fun Film. And I want to make sure you guys got that. So LLC in the works, advice for building business credit. Yes, there is. Listen, get you a few secure credit cards, or depending on what your credit is like, you can co-sign for your business, right? Get you some credit cards to start building credit, and you're going to have to back your business up with your credit if your credit is there. If not, get a secure credit card for your business and grow it that way. So something to think about. Wobble Baby Wobble has become the facto standard at weddings. I've shot a lot of weddings, and I got some crazy stories with weddings when it comes to music. I got some crazy stories. Real crazy. Maybe we'll tell it on Ty's Tales. If you're a gold member, we're gonna push a lot more Ty's Tales out. You'll see. With that being said, I'm a wrap. It's almost an hour, but I hope you're able to learn something from this video. Make sure you check out the podcast. Let me put this back on the screen because I don't want the emails. Boom. The code is what it always is, because I get Instagram all day. What's the code? There's the code. People ask me and they don't even use it, but there's the code. With that being said, I will see you on the next video. Listen, we're going live still tomorrow at 1. We're still going live tomorrow at 1. Every Tuesdays and Thursdays we're going live. Tuesdays in the morning or afternoon at 1. Thursdays in the evening at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So wherever you are in the world, Central Standard Time. If you want to, you'll know. All right? You guys enjoy the rest of your Monday. Be safe. Stay out them streets. Wear your mask if that's your thing. If not, you want to just raw dog it, go out there and raw dog it. But you're going to get sick. Just be easy, folks. Be easy. Stay alive.